Hello everybody, it's me Tracy here this morning with another DIY. Today we're going to put some fabric on the cup. I'm sure they've been doing that for a long time, but I'm going to put some fabric in the cup so y'all can see. This is a cup that I did with fabric on it. You see how hard it is? It's not coming off. So what you need is a nice little cup. I ordered these from Amazon. I think it's like $5 or $6 a piece. And I add some fabric on it, and then I took some rope and tied it up on here. I haven't put no resin on it, but this is what it looked like once it dry. So, how everybody been this morning? Everybody's reefs and clocks is y'all the bomb. Y'all been doing y'all thing. Hey, I ain't never had so many. I have to keep my phone turned on so that I can be able to keep up with all y'all. Everybody's dedicating my stuff to y'all. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Y'all the best. Yee. I've been busy. So, I wiped the cup off. So we're gonna take some Mod Podge. I got this material. This material right here is bandana. It's a head wrap. I cut it in half. So basically you put it on your head, but I cut it in half because I like the thinness of it and I like that it stretch. So I'm gonna use that on the cup. So all we're gonna do is apply some glue to the cup. You know, a nice amount because we're gonna do a little bit at a time. We're not gonna cut that material yet because and I put some paper up here because you don't want to get the stuff inside the cup. So just gonna add a little bit for right now, and then I'm gonna add some more. So sorry if I can't get to everybody's comment. Every time I post a video, it's more than 300 people, maybe more than that, who comments, and that's a lot, and I can't keep up. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and answer everybody's questions. I don't need everybody mad at me. My Facebook group is Crafting Together as One. I think y'all should sign up for my group. Be in the group, post your stuff, post your link to your business and everything in my group, me and Denise group. That way you can ask your questions because I can't always get to, like, I'll be doing stuff. So I can't get to the phone every minute. Especially when I'm at work at nighttime, I can't get to the phone. So this little thing I made last time is in the tutorial. I'm gonna lay this here and we're gonna start adding this fabric to it. And it's simple. Just something simple. Just gonna add the fabric to the cup and make sure no pieces, no length or nothing on it. I'm just gonna add it on here. That's all. And adding these glue and stuff on these cups has a lot of potential. You can put any type of fabric on the cup. Fabric these days are so pretty. There's so much fabric out here that you can just basically pick any kind you want and put it on there. So you have to let it dry. I'm just gonna keep adding some, and then I'm gonna sit it in the window with the fan blowing from the air conditioner to let it dry. Then once it's dry, I'm gonna add a few more coats on top of it. Please make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. If you want me to give you pictures or anything, let me know that you subscribe to my channel because I can't remember everybody. Somebody was mad at me yesterday, and I don't want people getting mad at me for something, but I don't write people's names down. So I can't remember everybody that I had a conversation with. So I had a conversation with a lady, and she didn't seem too happy that I didn't remember her by her name. I can remember her by her voice and by conversation, but I can't remember everybody by name because I talk to a lot of people. So I don't write down the names of the people I talk to. If I see somebody have some questions and I'm not in the mood to text, then I will push the button on my video, and I will call them, and then we would talk. Yeah, I actually push that thing, and I call people, and we talk. And they be all, oh my gosh, Tracy, you call my phone. Why not? I am just a regular person. You got questions? I'm free. And I see that you already on Messenger and your green light is on. Then I push that thing, and then the video come on, and then we talk. So I left a teeny bit over, only because that part gonna be cut off. I use a razor to cut it off. So I'm gonna add a little bit on this one, and then once I get it settled, I'm gonna cut off the excess material. Then once it dry a little bit, I'm gonna add a picture on it. Maybe a few pictures. This is endless, so you can, your ideas with these fabric cups is endless. I wish I could find some decent pictures of like kids stuff, Fortnite. I don't go out and buy a lot of material. Sometimes material is just hard to find. So I think I'm finished with that. I'm going to make sure I'm going to overlap it a little bit because we don't want, I'm trying not to stretch. This is a stretch material, so maybe you don't want to stretch it but so much because it start moving. So, but if you got a stiffer material, it will stay in place. But this is stretch. I'll pick this one. I think I like this one. It's an African print pattern. Yeah. So I'm enjoying all the attention and everybody dedicating their stuff to me and everybody asking me questions. Like, hey, yeah, make me feel so nice. So I'm up early in the morning. I got to work 12 hours for the next 3 days. Wow. That means I can't make no more tutorials for y'all until my 3rd day is over. Because I can't come home and do that. Not after that 12 hours. Especially on the first night. That 12 hours is a lot. You gotta get your body back right. Get your body back right. I hope everybody is liking my videos. I'm sure some people gonna try that last video I did with that tool. Oh my gosh. I ain't never spent 4 hours, 5 hours on no one project before. And when I tell you that was a challenge, that was a challenge. I had to take a leave. My body was tired. My back hurting sitting in a chair. It was a lot. It was really a lot. So, y'all go out and find y'all ain't even probably gotta go out and find no fabric. Just get y'all some fabric. Did I cut it too big? All right, let me make it small because I don't want too much. Too much on there. Once you put this fabric on here, just make sure you overlap it because that's not going to be cute. And then before I go to work, I'll put the resin on. Then show y'all what the finished product is. But I'm going to do a few steps this morning before I go to sleep. Because I slept last night. My husband's surgery turned out pretty good. He's home. He's feeling good. A little painful from having his hernia removed. But he's okay. He's a strong man. He came home. I cut up some vegetables for him and he made soup because he don't eat no meat. Yeah. So and some of this piece, like the little piece that's not uneven, You're not going to really see it too much once you add the resin on there or whatever type of stuff you want to put on top. You're not going to see it a whole lot. So I'm just adding some on here, and then I'm going to cut this material off tomorrow. If you didn't see the video about this thing I made, I'm not the one that came up with it. I seen somebody else did it a couple of years ago, and I made this to support my cups. It makes it easier when you're doing work. I'm going to cut this leftover off down here. I want to lap it under the bottom, but I want to put too much under the bottom. So last night, I was doing some learning last night. I sat up here and watched Troy the maker. He hit me up. He always got the best ideas when it comes to the glue forge. And I'm really liking his ideas, so I'm going to do some of the projects that he posted on his channel, because I know a lot of y'all ask me questions about that glue forge, and a lot of y'all interested in it. So I'm going to make some of Troy the maker's projects. So maybe that'll encourage y'all to go get it. And most people don't worry about, oh, it costs so much. It's a game changer. Believe me, it is. It's gonna make you money. You're gonna pay that off within 6 months to a year. So don't say, oh, it's too much money, I can't do it. It's too much. They have payment plan. Glue Forge has a payment plan, I'll tell you. Mine was paid off from making them pocketbooks and night lights. It was paid off within 6 months. So best thing I can do. So I'm gonna put this glue under here, and then I'm gonna add a piece of paper at the bottom. Instead of putting the fabric around the whole thing, I'm gonna cut out a piece of paper and stick that down there. So this fabric stuff is messy. Yeah, it's messy, but it's coming along. Yay. So I'm gonna just let that dry. Let me cut out a circle. So I hope everybody made a lot of money, because I see y'all making a lot of DVDs. So I hope y'all make money from these things. Get that money. That money. My YouTube channel has been a success. I think I'm getting close to 6,000 subscribers in 6 weeks. Y'all the bomb. Y'all on it. Y'all subscribing to my channel. People watching my videos. My friend Siobhan sent me a picture of her children watching my video. Can you imagine? Everybody said we're watching my video. She had the kids on the chair. Everybody sitting there, and they watching my videos. And then other people call me and say they sitting there watching the video. I'll be like, oh my gosh, no they not. They're like, we watching your videos right now, Tracy, watching your video. I'm like, oh wow. It feels so nice. Alright, so I got a picture on there. Hey, you got pictures of somebody under there. I want to dry a little bit, then I'll trim it. So that's the first part of it. To get it this hardness like this, you got to put 3 layers on it. I always say put 3 layers on it, because some people said that they did the other cups with the paper. They did the cups with the paper, but they didn't have enough patience. Gotta have patience with this. They let it dry, so they didn't let it dry, and then you see the resin start seeping through it, and then it start looking like a white look, like a cakey white look. But so we're just gonna cake this on here because this material is elastic. If you go rubbing it too hard, you're moving out of place. So I'm just gonna add a little glue on it and not rub it too much. The glue gonna harden up. You know, Mod Podge, my #1 go-to. Love Mod Podge. I never knew about the rest of the Mod Podge and all the other things and what they did. I never really paid attention to it. But Denise called me, my crafting buddy, she called. She told me about, oh, you know, all this Mod Podge. And she always on everything when it comes to the research. She's on it. So one day I'll get the rest of the Mod Podge. Until then, I'm not buying no more until this gallon is gone. The gallon is gone. So you see, if you rub it too much with this kind of material, because it's elastic, it will make it move and buckle, and you don't want that. You want it to basically just kind of pat it on there, rub it slightly. So it's gonna dry clear anyway. So we don't have to worry about that. It's gonna dry clear. So some of these little things, videos, I think it's corny, but y'all like it. I mean, it helps people. I think some people will be like, okay, I didn't know we can put a fabric on there. But these videos been out for a long time. I found this video last year, about 2 years ago. I started putting some on fabric. I don't really get into the cup thing like that. Get into the sales of it. Because I have a sublimation and all that, but sometimes people want cups. They want like the mugs to put the obituaries and stuff on it like that. So I'll get into that. So eventually I'm going to show y'all the sublimation in the air fryer. I'm going to do that. My thing is twisting up under here. So that's what happens when you're dealing with the stretchy material. Look, it's drying up. Did I even get to that side? So don't worry about the Mod Podge. It's gonna dry clear. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna sit it in the window for a while. Turn the air conditioner on so it can dry. But that's all you have to do. Just add some fabric on there. Let it dry. While it's drying for a good 5 minutes, I'm going to answer some of y'all questions because a lot of people left me questions after I went to sleep last night. And my phone, since I turned it back on this morning, it's been dinging, 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 dinging. So somebody got some questions. So I'm going to go and sit here and answer that while this glue dry a little bit. Because when it's dry, this ain't going to dry hard as a rock. I tell you, it's going to dry hard. So I want to see some of these fabric cups from y'all. I still got a whole lot of other stuff I got to do. A lot of other DIY projects that I've done. Like I made the pillars for the baby showers. I'm going to do that, but that's like a big job. Not too big. I just have to figure out if I want to do it upstairs or downstairs because of my room size. That's the last thing I need, for me to be falling down on the floor in front of y'all and y'all be laughing. Oh my gosh, she just fell on the floor. I'm not going to be like her and have all that stuff in my room. Alright, so I got a nice little coat on there. It's not the best. So I'm going to sit this in front of the window and I'll be back in a few minutes. So I decided to put it on my cup spinner to help it dry faster instead of keep rotating it. I just stuck it on there to help it dry faster, because now it can dry all the way around the whole thing. This is a cup spinner that I made. I bought the pieces from Amazon. And then I got the wood, Home Depot, and I have saw and all that stuff, and I cut it. And this is PVC pipe. Now this is a big one, big PVC pipe, because this is the one that's going to hold the big cups. Because I bought the regular spinner, and that didn't work for me. So these pieces you can get from Amazon. I'm gonna put it in the link. You can get a 3-piece set. You get like a 3-piece set, and then all you gotta do is put it on, you know, and it spins, and it has like it has the cord on it to turn it on and off. So this a big one. It's a big one. I'm gonna make 2 more. I'm gonna make one for a skinnier pole, real skinny pole, because I want to do some those thermoses, not the thermoses, like the wine coolers, the wine you put your wine in and cool it up, and they got a narrow neck because it looks like a real wine bottle. So I'm gonna use that one, but I need to make a skinny pole for it to fit because the opening is too small. So I'm gonna be making one of those. It's not too hard to do. It's basically, you know, you gotta drill the holes. Put some screws down the bottom. Tack some of these things on the back with some screws. Just don't really get too hot. But it spins. It works. If I had enough room in my room, I would probably make them all one piece of board and put like 3 or 4 or 5 on there at one time. But I don't really get into cups like that, so it don't matter. So this is drying. It's getting there. It's drying. And it's actually feeling a little hard too right now. So once it dries and get hard, then I'm gonna add another layer. Then once I add another layer to it, I want to add a picture. I'm gonna put a picture on it, and this is the picture I'm gonna use. I'm gonna put that on there. It's a Black History picture, and I'm just gonna stick that on there. So once you put your fabric on it and your fabric gets hard, you can basically put any picture you want on there. Anyone you want. So I'm gonna let this spin a little bit more, let it dry some more, and then I'll be back to show the next step. Alright, so I'm back. It's not completely dry, but it's dry enough. It's dry enough. So I'm gonna start adding my next layer on. But when I get to my 3rd layer, I'm going to make sure I let it completely dry before I put any resin on it. And I would like to say thank you to all those YouTube people out there that have the YouTube channels. They've been hitting me up and giving me advice on things that I can do and make to put on my channel. And somebody else just sent me a link to let me know how to package my stuff to make it look professional. So I really appreciate that YouTube people who done been on here way longer than me is giving me advice. So I'm very appreciative to that, because this is all new to me. It ain't even been 2 months yet. It was December, January, Christmas. It was Christmas when I did the first video. So it ain't been that long since Christmas that I've been on YouTube channel. But I think I've done pretty good, because over 100,000 people saw my stuff. So this is my next layer. So I think I'm going to put my picture on now and start letting that dry, because I'm going to put my picture on now. And just the picture I pick. I like it. It's cute. Just put it over the seam, because sometimes the seam shows. And I ain't really worrying about the seam, because when you put the resin on, you won't see the seam. But it's still Black History Month. So I'm going to add this picture on here. For part of Black History. Push it on and let it stick. Make sure my edges and everything is sticking on there properly. Put my sponge on that. That way when this layer dry, it'll all dry together. So I'm putting material and paper together. I think it'll work. I'm sure if I can put paper on it by itself, I'm sure I can put paper and material together, right? Hey, let the imagination begin. Let's just put it on there. See what happens. Don't rub it too hard because you'll make your material move around. So I'm still gonna do. I'm gonna do sublimation one because I have sawgrass, and I do sublimation. I have some things that I haven't done, so I'm gonna do some of that for y'all. All right. So I think I got enough glue. Make sure ain't nothing bubbling up there because when you put the resin and stuff on it, you don't want bubbles. You want that paper to lay flat. Because I'm going to put another layer on top of there too. Alright, so this is part 2 of adding that Mod Podge on there. I'm going to let this sit until it's practically almost done. Almost dry. But when I get to that 3rd layer, I'm going to let it sit for a good 30 minutes. That's the last layer, will be 30 minutes. I think about adding some more pictures on here, but I haven't. Add no pictures on here. So let me tell you about my husband after he done had his surgery. He done come home, right? He called himself, he want to mess with me. How you gonna mess with me when you can't walk, right? So he kept hitting me with something in my back, right? So he walking really slow and he creeping because he had the hernia surgery. And he know you can't play with me because then, I might get a little overboard. But I didn't go crazy on him. But as he was scooting himself down the hallway, like scoot down the hallway, I went and I whacked him in the back of his neck a couple times like I was playing drums in the back of his neck. Pow, 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 pow. He was like, why are you doing that? Pow, pow, pow. Then don't come back in my room. My craft room is my room. Craft room is my room. Let me give y'all some tips on how to keep people out of your craft room, right? Throw some things on the floor. Throw some things like this. See these pieces like this? Just throw them on the floor. You know they're on the floor. Throw some things like this on the floor. Throw some tapes on the floor. And then turn your light out, because that's the last thing you want is people in your room, in your craft room, messing with your stuff, disorganizing your stuff, when I come home from work in the morning, my light in my room should not be on. It's not be on. It's a mirror, a screen mirror vanity light that I made my own self, and I made that a few years ago. But I don't trust to leave it on throughout the whole night because I made it myself. But it's been a few years, and then it's still up. And maybe I might do one of those, but that's a tedious thing. Y'all have to, what y'all need to know is that I went to carpenter school. So I graduated as a carpenter school for cabinet making. I work for Philadelphia Housing Authority, so I know how to install ceiling fans and all that kind of stuff. Now, if y'all want to see me do those kind of things, I can do those kind of things too, because I think women should not be dependent on a man for everything when it comes to doing stuff around the house. They just shouldn't. I just don't believe that. I'm not going to believe that. I'm not going to depend on no man. That's the last thing I'm going to do. If something ain't working, it ain't working. When I got my washer and dryer, the people said, oh, you can't put that washer and dryer in. You know what I did? I drilled a hole in the floor with that dang on drill. Then I took a 30-foot hot hose and cold hose and ran it through the floor all the way across the basement, plug it into the sink, because the washer and dryer is way on the other side of the house. And I wanted it in the kitchen because I don't like going in the basement. The basement is creepy. So it worked. The men said I couldn't do it. The plumber said I couldn't do it. And here today, that thing done been up there for a year. And the crazy thing about it, I even drilled a hole in my back door, all the way up in the top. The same way I vent my Glowforge out, I took my vent, put a big ass hole in my door, put the vent through the door so the air can blow right out that back door in the yard. I don't go back there anyway, but I'm sure the lint and the dust or whatever that's coming out from them clothes tend to fly in somebody's backyard. Who cares? It ain't in my yard. So while that cup is drying, I want to come down here and tell you about this washing machine, how I put it in my house. That's the washing machine. It's nice. It's a 2-piece. Look at that 30-foot water hose. You see that hole I put in the floor? Yes. I put a hole in the floor, hooked them lines to that. Sometimes you can't let a man tell you what you can't do. I put that hose in there. Look what I did. My husband asked me, was I crazy? I ain't crazy. Look, I put a hole in the door. Big behind hole in the door. Put my vent in there because I'm not going in no basement. And on top of that hole, I went and drilled some more holes down there. I put holes in the bottom of the door, and then my line, the rest of this hose is going outside, and I open up a little bit of that hole, the pipe out in the back that collects the water from the roof. Made a hole and stuck that in there so it can drain properly down where it belongs. So these are some of the crazy DIYs that I've done to my house to accommodate myself so I won't go in the basement. Even though it's a nice basement, my husband sits down there all the time. But I don't like basements. I think basements are creepy, so I'm not going down there. So this is just a little sneak peek of some of the craziness I've done in the household. All right, so I'm back. I let it dry a little bit longer. It's looking pretty good. You know, it's not the best, but I mean, you can do a lot with this cup. This just for this tutorial, this cup. And then I try to use a razor to cut off that material. Don't do that because I hacked it up a teeny bit around the edges. So don't do that. This is not going to be for sale. I don't really sell cups like that. Only the mugs. So, but just showing y'all what y'all can do with these cups and how to do it. So it's nice, but I use the scissors to cut the rest of it. It's just I didn't use the scissors for the first part, so don't try to cut it with no razor. Use scissors and go around properly and cut it. So I'm gonna put the third layer on, and then this third layer gonna set for almost 30 minutes before I do anything else to this cup. As you can see, it's turning out nice. And when the cup finish, it's gonna be hard like this. Hear that? It's gonna be hard like that once you let it dry for a good 30 minutes. I won't be putting the resin on this until this evening. Not sure what time is it. It's 8 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. So I won't be putting the resin on until I'm ready to go to work because I don't like the way it smells once it starts curing. So before I go to work, I will put the resin on it, and then I will let it spin. And then after a few hours, I will have somebody turn it off for me because it don't need to spin all night, and I don't trust these things spinning and stuff all night long. You never know what can happen. You know, that shit might get hot. Well, not shit, but it might get hot. You know, and then it might overheat. Anything can happen when you leave something unattended. So I'm just gonna leave it for the first 3-4 hours and then have somebody turn it off. And by that time, it should be cured enough where it don't have to spin anymore. So that's the last thing we need is our dang on craft room burning down. We don't need that. All because of something silly. So I'm just gonna put some more in here. This is the third layer. I'm gonna let this dry. And because I add that paper on it, the paper only have 2 layers now. So I will put another layer on the paper when it dry. I'm gonna put it back on the spinner now and let it continue to spin. But no, this is not something I would sell. It's not 100%. I didn't put 100% in it. This is just for the video. Just to let some of my ladies know that even though y'all putting paper on it now, you can also put fabric on it too. And they got some pretty fabric out there that I need to find my own self. So I'm probably end up going to Joann's Fabric or Joe Mars here in Philly, and I'm gonna find the fabric with like Fortnite on it, maybe some of the sports teams on it, and I'm gonna cover these cups with the fabric because the fabric looks very nice. So there you go, it's covered again. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to my channel. Hit me up on Facebook Messenger for the picture. Make sure you subscribe to my channel before you ask me for the picture. It's for my supporters. My supporters can have the pictures. So I know y'all watching. I'm sure y'all want to support me. So like, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell, because a lot of people say they missing some of the things that I've made, and I think it's a good 25 on it now, because I've been doing it up. I've been putting them out there, doing them up. So it's a lot of them. But if you ring the bell, then the notification will show up when you turn on YouTube that I done came up with another one with something else, that I add something else on here. So y'all can give me some tips on what y'all might want me to do, and then because then I'm gonna do it. So there you go. This is the third layer. That's all you need. I'm just gonna put another layer because it's the paper, and that's it. Just gonna dry for about a few hours. Just gonna dry. It's gonna dry for a few hours before I actually start thinking about putting some resin on it. And then I'm gonna go around the edges, and I'm gonna trim that with scissors, because I don't want all that extra stuff around here. So I'm gonna trim that up with the scissors, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on the spinner, because the spinner helps the glue dry faster because it's rotating all the way around. So this is just a little something. I just wanted to let y'all know that even though y'all putting the papers on there, that you can put the fabric on there. You can put anything you want pretty much on these cups, and it's still gonna turn out nice. You even can take some flowers, like some roses. You might got your first rose, some flowers that you like, you know, put them in the book. Put your flowers in the book, flatten them down, because I got some roses downstairs that my husband gave me, and they in the book, and they've been flat for probably a year now, that I can probably put, you know, a quote on it on the cup, some love quote, and put the pictures on there. So how was everybody's Valentine? I hope y'all got what y'all want. I hope y'all was able to get them bears out fast enough. At least get some money. And check your stores, because the bears is something that you can do all year long. It don't have to be about Valentine's Day. It's a nice gift for baby showers, because right now baby showers and people registrations are getting so expensive. So if you're gonna invite me to your baby shower, you're gonna get a handmade gift, because see, I'm making money and not trying to give it away. So you'll get a handmade gift that I will put my heart into and make it for you. So that's what you're gonna get. So if you don't want a handmade gift, don't wait until your baby shower. Oh, my hand's stuck in there. Wait a minute. Hey. Oh my gosh. Did y'all see that? Don't do that. Don't put your hand in the cup. Who does that? Only me. Then I'll be on TV trying to get my hand out of there because it got stuck on this here tape. So I'm gonna put this back on the spinner. Add some resin later on. There you go. I hope you like it. I'll show y'all what the engine looks like. Look at my red clicker. This red clicker, everybody asks about. This red clicker goes to the ring light. It's Bluetooth and it works with my phone. All my videos I do for y'all is done with my cell phone. I hang my cell phone between them in the circle of the ring light, which comes with this button, which allows me to turn it on, and snap pictures as well. So that's what this does. So for y'all ask me what it is, that's what it does. The cups, I'm gonna put the link down there. I ordered these cups from Amazon. You can get it from Amazon. You can get it from Michael's. You can get it from Etsy. Just Mod Podge, some paint brushes. Get these paint brushes. I'm gonna put the link down for these brushes. You can get a whole big giant bag for about $10. So you want to get those because once you use it, you have to put it in the trash. There's no using it again. So they go in the trash. So I'm gonna add the resin. I'm sure y'all already know about the resin, so I might not even have to do that part over again. But I'm gonna show you what this cup look like dry and with the resin on it, okay? All right. So it's been drying for some time now. I took me a nap. I'm about to get myself together for work. Just wanted y'all to see how it dry. Here it's dry hard. Now it's ready for epoxy. I put a picture in the back of it. So actually I put paper on it and, you know, material and paper on the same cup. So there's a lot of potential when it comes to the cups. If you don't have sublimation, you can do material. This is a nice piece of material. So it's ready for epoxy. I don't know if I'm going to put epoxy on it because I don't think I'm going to use this cup. So I'm just going to put it up until I decide I want to use it one of these days. But right now, I'm not going to put no epoxy on it. I'm going to get myself together for work. So, the material on the cups. Okay. Try it. It gets real hard. Like, you hear the noise? It gets hard. As long as you use Mod Podge and put a few layers on it before you put the epoxy on it. What y'all think? Nice, ain't it? Look at that Mod Podge. Seal it up so tight. You can see how tight it is. All right, well, I hope y'all like this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit me up if you need any questions, but make sure you subscribe first before you hit me up with questions. And I hope you like the video. Don't forget to ring the bell. I got some more things I need to do for y'all to see. Bye.